attorney by training. I served in Governor Mario Cuomo's administration as Deputy Superintendent of Banking for New York State. And in that capacity, in the 1980s, I was very much involved in a lot of consumer banking regulations requiring banks to clear checks within reasonable periods of time so that they wouldn't take advantage of taxpayers' money by taking advantage of the float. We also instituted anti-redlining regulations in New York State for the first time. We expanded the Community Reinvestment Act in New York State. Then I went on to a 20-year career as an investment banker in municipal finance with 5 major Wall Street firms. Overlapping with that, I chaired the Securities Industry Association New York District, the trade group for Wall Street. Then when I got elected to the City Council because of term limits took effect with the election of 2001, where city officials were allowed to serve 8 years, and I'll get into that in a second since that was changed a little bit. I got elected in 2001. I got elected by my colleagues to chair the most important committee in the council, the Finance Committee, the committee in charge of negotiating the budget with the mayor. It's now a $60 billion budget. It's larger than 48 states. The only states that have a larger budget are the state of California and the state of New York. We're about half the size of the state of New York in the city, $60 billion. The state is a little over $120 billion. And I'm running for Comptroller. And the Office of Comptroller, it has over 900 employees, but it has a number of functions that are very, very important that people don't necessarily know or understand. One of the major functions is to be the Chief Investment Officer for the pension funds, for the retirees. So you want somebody, especially in tough economic times, that knows Wall Street, that knows what's a good diversification for the pension funds, because the portfolio has gone down from about a high of $106 billion to about $76 billion. It's come up a little bit to about $80 billion. It's still a substantial amount. 5 pension funds for retirees in the city of New York: police, fire, teachers, general education employees, Board of Ed employees, and then other general city employees that are mostly members of DC 37, which I was just endorsed by the 7 major locals of DC 37 yesterday. I was also endorsed by the PBA, which is another major pension funds of 50,000 police officers, and also over 100,000 retirees from the city of New York and DC 37 retirees. Former Mayor David Dinkins is a co-chair of my campaign, along with former Bronx Borough President Fernando Ferrer, who ran for mayor 4 years ago, and former Brooklyn Borough President Howard Golden, who was Borough President in Brooklyn for 20